What'd you think of how Saturday's scrimmage went?
I think it was great for our team, just to be out there as a unit working. I think we did a lot of good things. I think we moved the ball well. I think the defense looked good in their new scheme. I've been really impressed with how they're flying around now that they're starting to learn it even better. So it's a good all-around day.
Did you put any more emphasis on that day for yourself because it was live tackling, etc.?
No, I think I try to approach every day like it's a game day, really, full speed with everything. But it was a scrimmage. I did want to come out and perform. So yeah, I think just a normal day.
Hey, from when you left Tulane and now, where's the furthest you've come as a quarterback?
Oh man, I've come a long way. Just to think back of, when I got to Tulane and what I didn't know and what I know now is, it's night and day. And I learned a lot. I've been through a lot of different types of adversity, and I've grown from it and learned from it, and thankful for all those times. And so I just think I'm a 10 times better player now than I was.
Danny told us that he wants more consistency from both you and Patrick. What areas of the game do you feel like you need to be more consistent?
I think we just got to, just completing every throw, every down. I don't want to miss any throws that, I really not supposed to miss. And I think that's what Lang's harps on the most is, making throws when you need it and not missing them when we really got to have them. So I think that's something I want to really focus on.
Like, what's a situation where you feel like you really got to have it?
Maybe a long third down. You got to make a throw, or even if it's, just hitting a guy in stride so he can catch it and run and get 15 yards instead of getting tackled for 6. So it's just little things like that.
Tanner, I think we saw you hit Hoppus about 3 times on that first series Saturday. Is there some chemistry kind of building with him and some of those other tight ends too?
I think Tyler's been doing a great job, just as far as learning the position and stepping in for Sethan and Sammy from last year, and just kind of picking up right where they left off. He's big, athletic, he catches it really well. So yeah, he's I'm always looking at him.
How detailed is it in terms of Danny keeping you guys apprised of where you're at in the competition?
I think he just like I said, just harps on coming out every day like it's a game day, and bring it every day, make any plays you can. He tells the whole offense, opportunities are running out in spring for guys to make plays and show what they can do. So every day, every rep is important.
Do you know your grades?
What's that?
Do you know your daily grades?
Yeah, we get the next day. We get our grades from the day before.
How you doing?
I think everyone's doing well. It's just interesting to see his grades and where we got to improve and little things that he sees and the little details of the play that I need to improve on.
With us, he's a pretty mild mannered guy. I mean, he's pretty smooth. When he coaches you guys, how do you know when he's on you and he wants you to fix something? How do you know?
I don't know. He's pretty even keel, but when you mess up, he'll usually keep it to himself until the film room, to do his coaching. But I think he's a great coach in that way, where he knows guys are going to make mistakes, and he handles it the right way, and so they don't make the same mistake twice.
So when you get in that film room, how is Coach Langsdorff maybe a little bit different in there than when we see him out here when he's, like you said, pretty even keel? How's he different in the film?
It's tough. I don't know. He's just you can tell. If he's getting on you, that means he really means it, and he's just that kind of guy. And I've had coaches like that in the past that when they tell you something is extremely meaningful, and it's a lot like Coach Riley. If he's getting on you, that means you don't need to mess that same thing up again. So yeah, it's been great.
Hey Tanner, how much 3-4 did you see in those 2 years you played?
It was on and off, so I'd probably say 4 or 5 times a year. But everybody has it somewhere in their playbook, so we would see it on long third downs or just here and there, kind of see it. We had a plan for it. We kind of approach it the same every time.
What I think Bob talked about early on was that it affords them the chance to bring rushers from different places. Is that a challenge as a quarterback?
Yeah, I think for
not knowing where those guys coming from.
As much as they can throw people in the quarterback's vision, and making us see different people, it's the harder it is on a quarterback. And the more they can change and come from different directions and swap guys in and out and get us out of our rhythm, it works sometimes. And it's going to be good for the season.
Pre-snap, is that one of the harder things?
I think our offensive line they do a great job as far as identifying things, and we have our centers reading safeties and linebackers, and they know when the pressure's coming, they can slide it if they need to, and they've been doing a good job with that.
You mentioned centers. How is it? A lot of those guys different guys are working. It sounds like it's close. What's that like working with?
You know, I think we got
different guys.
just a bunch of guys that can play, and I think getting all those guys reps when you can is important because it's a long season, and if you can have 2 or 3 solid centers throughout your whole season, it's a really big benefit to your team.
Hey, did Conrad start really repping a lot more this week at center then,
or? He's been pretty much working everywhere, if I can remember right. But he's a versatile guy, so I think they feel confident putting him anywhere.
Do you feel like there's a quarterback that's separated himself so far in spring?
You know, I don't know. I think it's just personally trying to put a bunch of good days together and have a good spring and just have a good practice after good practice and control what I can control for myself, and that's just really what I'm focused on.
Do you are you the kind of person who tries to envision what it's going to be like at the spring game and like how you want to perform? Is that something that you do?
Yeah, I think envisioning yourself playing well, is as important for any player. Day before a big game, even if you can see yourself playing well and you go out there and it just sometimes it happens for you, and I think that's important. Yeah.
Are you excited about what it'll be that crowd?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm very excited for the 15th. Yeah.
You
Absolutely.
get a sense of how excited they are to see you in Nashville.
Yeah, this is the best fan base I've ever seen in my life, and they never cease to amaze me in different ways, and I'm very excited to see them on Saturday. Yeah.
What is that like for somebody who's not from here to see a spring game like that? A crowd, a spectacle.
I don't think there's anything like it. Yeah.
Yeah, not many places are like.
Yeah, there's not many places. They'll throw it on ESPN who have the biggest attendance on spring game, and I promise Nebraska will be up there. Yeah.
How big is it for you to have like 2 guys like Stanley and DeMornay out there that have played a lot these past few years, thrown to those really experienced guys?
Yeah, it's huge. I've played with some experienced receivers like Ryan Grant and guys like that in the past. But if you can have them out there and you get in a jam, those guys are going to be open for you, and they'll make those tough grabs. And Stanley and DP are a lot like that. That you just have that kind of security blanket. You feel good about what's outside, and it's really big in an offense.
Coaches have said running back, they're trying to find somebody to kind of step up. Have you seen that, or how would you kind of evaluate how that competition's going?
Yeah, I think they're doing a good job rotating all those guys because they're all so similar. And then, I think any of them can play and will play. So that's how I feel about that.
How'd you spend your spring break?
I went to San Diego with my family, and I did some working out there, and then came back on Saturday, back to school and practice. So.
Yeah. I mean, did you do like throwing workouts?
Yeah, I was out with George Whitfield. I usually go to him 2 times a year, usually, and I've been doing that since my freshman year of college, and so I really enjoy that. It's nice. It's a vacation, but it's also still working, get your mechanics together, and that was a lot of fun.
Are you going to the Manning camp again this summer too?
Yeah, I'll go to that. I've been a few times, and that's one of my favorite weeks of the year.
Pretty close to home too.
Yeah, close to home. I'll get to see my parents, so that'll be a lot of fun.
Is your family planning on coming to the spring game?
Yes, they will be here. Yeah.
Are they prepared for what they're about to see?
Our first game ever in Memorial Stadium was last year's spring game, and they were super impressed and sold my mom right away. Well, that and Coach Riley and Coach Langs, of course, and so they'll be excited to come back and see me play. It's been a while.